Hello, my esteemed viewers. How are you doing? Welcome to another beautiful day. Welcome to another wonderful day at Serenity TV. Here at Serenity TV, we'll bring you interesting stories, we'll bring you gists, we'll bring you real life discussion, important things happening in our society. So today, I'm here again. As usual, I'm here again. It's your girl, it's Gloria, here today, and I'm your host for today. So today we'll be discussing something very important. It's something that has to do with the education system. We want to be talking about and looking at it from a different angle. Education then versus now. What's changed? That is what we'll be discussing today. And I believe that a lot of us would have thought about this, and we will be asking, or we have asked this particular question: what exactly is going on in the education system? So that is why we are here today, to bring you this topic. And as you know, I'm not the only one who's going to be discussing this topic. I have a very important person here today. I have a man who has been in this education sector for quite some time. He has been there, he has been teaching, and I think he's in the best position to actually tell us exactly what is going on about the education system then versus now. So join me as I welcome Mr. Bob Wing. Mr. Bob Wing, you're welcome.
Thank you. It's my
How are
pleasure.
you doing?
I'm fine.
It's nice to have you here again.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Mr. Bob Wing here is a teacher and he has been teaching for quite some time. So he will help us, because since that is his sector, he knows more about it than all of us. So we will be hearing from him. And like, education system has evolved over the years. Most of the teachers our parents experienced growing up are not the same with what students of nowadays are experiencing. Now the question is, has education system evolved, or is it that we've lost or we are losing something valuable?
Thank you for that wonderful question. The truth is that the educational system, more especially the one we have in Nigeria, need a lot to do. Not just the classroom, but in all round. The system has been going down for quite a long time, because if you check the system we have then and the system we have now, you will notice that a lot of things changed. The system, the problem, like I used to tell people, is not the curriculum. The problem is implementation of the curriculum. Now, the education system is actually doing well. The ones we are seeing is actually doing well. If you check very well, a lot has been done to make sure that we change from the analog system to a technical time that we are in, especially the version of AIs and all the digital technology and everything in the educational system, which we are doing well in that aspect. But there is a problem somewhere. The educational system is not actually presently building a character-wise individual. So that is where we have problem. And education planners will say that there is a reason why we are doing this. But the problem, there are influences, there are things, there are factors that are contributing to the downfall of the system. It can come from the teachers, it can come from the parents, it can come from the students as well. So it just calls for action, not only from the government, because the government cannot do everything for us. So if we really want to make our educational system to be, to be what's everywhere in the world that you can actually boast of. Most people, I see them, they will rush to Ghana to go, they'll tell you the Ghana educational system is far better than Nigeria and other. But the truth is that, to be honest with us, our system, we are really trying. When you do a comparative studies about the educational system, you find out that Nigerian educational system, we are actually trying. But like I said, the problem is on implementation.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. Now, I want to ask you a question before we go further. You're a teacher, right? And I can see you're speaking from your own, from where exactly?
From experience. From experience.
So let me quickly ask you, what exactly inspired you to become a teacher in the first place?
When we see what's inspires a teacher. Hey, I always tell people, and more especially these are young men and women at this present generation, teaching is not for everybody. Teaching is a call. Just like some people will tell us that doctors and nurses are called, teachers are also called. Because when you look at the definition of a teacher, it said this is a trained personnel who has undergone different trainings to acquire knowledge, to impart, to inculcate to the learner. So the learner is seen as a tabula rasa who doesn't know anything. So the teacher is an authority. So, and it calls for patience. It calls for commitment. It's not something. So sometimes the teachers there, what inspired them is that there are people who develop this natural love for these children. When they see them only coming close to them, they have this joy, And there are some, this is what they love doing. You cannot take it away from them. So when you say don't teach, they will fall sick immediately. So they like talking to these young ones. They like communicating with them. They like listening to them to know their problems and know how to help them out. So the inspiration, I would say, is something that is inside.
Okay.
It is motivated. It's inside.
From you as a person.
Yes, for me as a person. And there are some people, if you ask them, what do you... I gave my children an assignment to go and write what they will be in future, a kind of essay. And that topic was in business study, career opportunities. Now, among they are about 20 in class. None of them said they want to be a teacher. And I asked them, why didn't you people say any of you now here be a teacher? One of them says, sir, he said, sir, I get as the matter be. I was like, how is the matter? He says, sir, teachers are poor. He said it,
because that's exactly what Nigeria has presented teachers to look like.
He just said innocent, as innocent as he is. He just said it. Teachers are poor. I said, me, your sir is poor. He was like, no, sir, you are not poor. But when you look around, children, they can tell you their mind. When you look around, the teachers are saying, I cannot. I said, okay. So none of you say, no, I can't. Teachers, no. I will come to this. He said, look at him. He said, when I come to school here, I will start shouting for everybody. Sit down, don't do this. So I will die now. You see. So I now told them that teaching is not for everybody. So if you don't have the passion, if you don't have the inspiration, I want to teach, I want to help, I want to get knowledge. It's not for everybody. Just like when a nurse come to render those services, it's not everybody can do that in the hospital. So the same thing, not everyone can be in the classroom. Not everyone.
Now, yes, I believe what you said. Teachers, not everyone is meant to teach. Now, let's look at teachers of this day, of this generation, actually. Do you actually think they are all meant? Because now you see a lot of teachers, a lot of people who are teaching, who are teachers, who are teaching in school. But I don't know what to say, if I should say they're actually teaching or... Now, I'm thinking, are they doing teaching work because they want to do it, or they're just doing it because they want to survive?
The society we are in, especially this our Nigeria, there's no job anywhere. So they look at it as the alternative job is teaching, whether you know it or you don't know it, whether I know the methodology to teach, whether I know the skills to teach. Because most of them will just, is he not going to the classroom and start teaching? No, he's not going into the classroom to start. I was called a group of boys, young ladies, young minds. So most of us, we are actually discussing. So when I started speaking, somebody behind said, this one is a teacher. I overheard him. He said, this one is a teacher. Now, after the whole program, I came out and he said, sir, are you a teacher? I said, yes. He told his friend, I told you. Now, and I said, why did you say? He said, the way you started was different from the way. I saw these teaching skills in you. Now, you see the problem in Nigeria that no job, may we go try teaching. That is just, may we go try teaching. Private institutions are private schools are looking for teachers because the trained ones are nowhere to be found. They have this jackpot syndrome. Everybody is leaving the country. Even the best knowledge, they are all leaving. So just go to any private school, they will, we can pay you 20,000. Make a the money jam now. Is it not to teach? And you see that they will just go there and give them whatever they, whatever they feel like they can do, they will just do it. So that is the problem we have. The teaching aspect is really, really having, or is really shaking, because they are not seeing it as a profession. They are seeing it as a survivor scheme. You understand? So that is a problem we have. So if actually you are a teacher, this is my profession, this is another person's profession, then I have pride. Like when I was writing my TRCN exam, we had about 11,000 something writing it. And I told myself, if we can have 11,000 something writing TRCN examination, we want to be professional teachers, then why is it the government, they are not making effort to employ these young minds who are writing this exam? Still, when you go to our schools, you don't see teachers anywhere.
I think we'll come to that government part. We'll come, because actually I believe governments have roles to play in employing quality teachers and helping teachers as well. Now, if we look at today, like you made mention of your student, then you asked them to, I said, I don't want to be a teacher. Yes. I don't want to. Teachers then and teachers now, there are ways, or will I say, the way teachers then were being viewed. Like I remember when I was growing up, my teachers, when someone come and say, I'm a teacher, I teach in so and so school, there's this pride
that
comes with it. And when parents even see, or when people see, they say, don't you know this person is so and so teacher of that school. There's this joy. Do you understand? But now I don't know how I would say it is viewed these days.
Yes.
That respect and that joy is no longer there.
Yeah.
What exactly happened? Why is it that the way they view teachers now, is it because they feel like they're no longer important, or they feel like they're not bringing what they're supposed to bring to the table again? Why exactly is the reason why teachers are no longer being valued the way they used to be?
Yeah. Now, like what you said, teachers then, like I was saying, a lot of things changed in the system. Now, teachers then are also trained. Now, then parents used to see them as authority. Parents have this respect for them. If you see you're the teacher, what comes out, you see the way they will honor that particular teacher. That was then. But now, parents are now seeing it and they use this word, an ordinary
teacher.
An ordinary. When you say this in front of, children, they do whatever. Once you're doing something, they are learning from you. Now, when they come to school, they will see, my mommy said, this is just an ordinary teacher now. So they don't value teachers. The teachers then, our parents value them because they know what these people carry. They know what they carry inside. They know what they can offer. They know what they are doing. And remember, these are parents then. It's not that most of them, they don't know how to read and write. NUT slogan will say, if you cannot write your name, go and look for a better teacher. But if you can write your name, thank your teacher. That teachers will teach you how to write your name. You should be grateful. Now, the problem, these days we no longer see teachers as authority. Before, let me just add, before, if you do something in school and your teacher flogged you, you'll be afraid that your teacher will report you to your...
Exactly.
And when you get home, eventually the teacher reports you. Now, when you get home, your father or your mother will give you another punishment on top of what the teacher did to you. Now, but recently, it's not like that. Even when the teacher reports you to your parents will, why will you punish my child? Who gave you that authority?
I paid. Do you know how much I pay?
Yeah, exactly. I am paid. Now, they see teachers as service providers. They see it as because we are paying for the school fees. You are rendering a service. And this popular adage, he that pays the piper dictates the tone. Yes. So therefore, I pay the school fees of my children. You don't. I will dictate how you are going to treat them. You are not the one. So you will not see that the teachers are losing the respect, the glory and the honor is not, thereby causing a problem in the system. Not only on that child, but the general system is shaking. That is what we don't know. Because the child is going home with, these people teaching me they are nothing. And there is problem in the society. That is where we have problem today.
Wow. Thank you very much for that one. Now, you talked about parents. Now, I believe parents have a lot of role to play.
A lot
of role to play. Because let's take our present generation, because that is exactly what we're discussing, our present generation today. A lot of parents, like you said, they believe teachers are service providers.
Yeah.
I've seen a situation whereby a teacher corrected. Let's leave aside the fact that some teachers are actually extreme when correcting children. A teacher corrected a child. The child went home and told the parents that the teacher corrected me. My child flogged me because I did this. And the mother came to school fighting. Why would you raise hand on my child?
Because I've not done that before.
I've not done that before. Now, and I'm asking, even if, because I believe, that children need to be corrected even in school. I don't believe the fact that when they tell you not to flog a child in school, I don't believe it. Because even when I go to my children's school, I tell them that if my child does something that is wrong and you feel you want to punish him or her, please, you can use the cane. I won't tell you not to flog them with cane, but just do it cautiously. And don't inflict any injury. Do use the cane, because sometimes that cane will actually bring them on the right track. When you talk and talk and talk, they won't listen. Now, when the parents come to the presence of a teacher and yell at the teacher in front of your child,
then what do you expect?
What exactly are you teaching that child?
That's it.
That the teacher is nothing.
That's it.
And you still come back home. Because I could remember an incident that happened while I was a teacher. This child has been in this class even before I took over that class. It was primary, the basic class. When I took over that class, this child has been in that class for a very long time. A boy in basic 4 that cannot write alphabets in normal alphabetical order, A to Z, he cannot write it. Now, when I came, I was like, okay, what exactly is going on? I tried my best, but I found out that this boy has a lot of work. A lot of work needs to be done on this child. Now, the mother came to school and was now like, all you teachers, we're just wasting money. What are you doing? My son can... And I'm like, okay.
Parents can actually...
At that point, I actually gave teachers, I said to myself, I was like, teachers are trying. No, let's be sincere.
They need their flowers.
Let's be sincere. Because if you see the way the woman was shouting and the way she was ranting, like, how would I say, do you know how much I'm paying? How would my child come to school? And now my child is not getting... And I called the woman and asked her...
Thereby making the teacher not to teach that particular child very well.
Because that is how it is.
The motivation is not there.
It's not there. Now, I asked the mother, I was like, how many times have you checked your son's book?
No, they don't have time for that.
Your child will come home with assignments and will still bring that same assignment back
home
to school. So now, I believe parents has a lot of role to play. In as much as you're paying millions, you have a lot when it comes to the discipline part of it. So what exactly do you think our parents are not doing right that they need to put in order, especially when interacting or when talking to teachers in presence of their children?
Now, from the experience you had when you were in the sector, now I always tell my children at school and said, I'm your father in this school. Now, anytime I scold you or I flog you, I'm correcting you. It's not that I'm wicked. Now, most of the times, the ones I don't even correct or look at, it's not that they are good children, but the ones I correct often and on, as a teacher, I saw something in them. And if I don't really place them how they should go, they may derail. So I had to just be cautioning them. Little thing I would tell them, why would you do that? Now, most of the time, some of them will go home and tell their parents, there's this, Asa will always disturb. Some parents will be like, I like it the way he's disturbing you.
The ones that understand the facts.
Some of them, the one I had recently, I was giving an illustration in class. The guy, that my child is very slim. And I was telling the fellow class members based on human bodies and structure. And I was telling them, like he's slim now, I am fat. In my house, my sisters are slim, but most of them now are not fat. That is how human body and structure develops. The boy went home and told the parents, look at what our sir used me to do. The mother came the next day. She was furious. She was shouting in front of the students because that day was PHE and I was just quiet. I was just looking at her. She was so I didn't say a word. It was the classmates that now came out and said they were now shouting at him. They were like, why did you go and report? So the mother was now embarrassed. Why the students were now shouting? And I told them to calm down. And I told the woman, now see. Now, I told the woman, mark it. I won't talk. I will not even pay attention to your son again. Because the boy is brilliant. And sometimes, you know how playful children can be. So I will try to bring him back. But as a teacher, the teacher in me will not allow me to leave that
Exactly.
particular. So I will still bring him and say, why you all this playing? Oh yeah, come on do. So he was just busy telling his mother, see our size. The mother will be like, this your size is a good person, But despite everything I did the last time I came to he still maintained his ground teaching you. She came back and she bought some things for me. So our parents need to do, especially, this mentality of our parents, my child do no wrong. I know my son, I know my daughter. You don't know them. We that spend time with them in school knows them better than you do. You spend only 30% of the time with them.
Yeah.
The 70 or 80 there is with the teachers. So sometimes parents should come and ask the teachers, how is my son doing? What is character all about in the school? They at home, they might pretend to be good people.
Quiet.
Outside, they are white. So you need to come closer to your son or your daughter's teacher to know the character of your child. Secondly, most of the times our parents feel, reluctant. They will leave everything for the teacher to do. You give them assignment. Parents don't even care about that. They don't care. They don't check. Now, remember then, you have your hair. You wear you didn't have a good haircut. You come to school. You can imagine what will happen to you. The teachers that will do to you.
I was telling my daughter about what you just said. And I told her that you guys are actually very lucky.
They are very lucky.
Then it was my business study teacher. I don't forget that woman, never. What she would do, whenever she comes to the class in the morning, she would look for pen. She would go to because we don't make hair now. She would put it, but once the pen stand on your hair,
it means your head.
your hair is good. She will take scissors and she will cut your hair in such a way that you won't even have chance to style your hair.
Mm-hmm.
But now, most times when I'm going on,
parents will argue. The question now is that parents will tell you where is cutting of hair where is it written, where is it in the law.
If you come back home with it, my mom will ask. Mom was like, "Oh, your hair was bushy and you didn't barb your hair." She won't even. You will be asking yourself, "Am I your child actually?"
But recently, that's why I'm telling you that recently it has changed. When you put a scissors on a child's hair because the hair is bushy, and their parents are seeing that their hair is bushy. Now, when they get home, the parents will now call back to, why did you do that? They will charge the teachers to court. That is what is raining now.
Are you serious?
Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Now, and most of the time, so teachers fear because of fear. Teachers will no longer, if you like, let them. I saw a child going to school one day, very early in the morning. He was so dirty. I say, is this one coming out from his father and mother's house? They said, one of the principal told me, I said, leave that one, that one is problem. Don't even go near.
I said, no. A very bad
I said, no, ma. No. These children are under our care. And if we don't get it right now, in future, it will not only hurt their parents, it will also hurt us because we refuse to correct them. We'll now look at the actions and behavior. Yes, I know that some teachers, because of frustrations and everything, they will try to punish and, overdo. But that is why I was telling you that the systems, a lot of things changed in the system, especially the methodology changed. Before, caning, kneeling, corporal punishment is accepted. But now, no. They are no longer accepted. The punishment is now bureaucratic. They now use counseling,
but
reporting and administrative process.
To you as a person now, do you feel that those way of disciplining students then and now, do you feel that the ones of before was working perfectly than the ones they are using now?
For me, I think the then pattern is working perfectly because as a product of Emmanuel College, then we have one of our teachers then. We used to call him Sabbath Boy. Then in Emmanuel College, we have a principal then, Didi Wohan. That man was tough. And at the peak of courtesy and all the rest of them, this set of boys or students went to his house. They were shooting, he was shooting. He came to school and he told them that it has not ended. And everybody disappeared. Now, there was a level of discipline. Even when we were there was this level of discipline. We fear our teachers. We have this honor and respect for them. Whatever they say is final. I don't fear my mother, but I fear my teachers more. So if my mother wants to get to me, she will say, don't worry, I know what to do. And immediately she says that, I know the next thing is to go and report me to my teacher. So I behave well at home.
Now, let's talk about respect between students and teachers. Because I saw, I was reading online a few days ago, and I saw a teacher. She teaches SS2 student.
I think I saw this
You
story.
saw it where she was actually crying.
Yes.
And no, I was wondering within me. I was like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I know that even when I was going to school, when I was in secondary school, I know that yes, they were bad boys, they were stubborn kids in school. But it is hardly for you to say a child come out openly and insult
Your teacher.
They could do it when school is over. They'll go and wait for teacher one side.
They just do it. So even when you are discussing on your own, when the teacher is not even aware. But these days they are doing it now.
In front of the whole class, boldly. And when you try, even you as a teacher, I say you don't even have the right to actually correct that child again, because when you do, the parents will come after you.
Yes.
Then what morals exactly are we passing?
That is where I told you that when you graduate from the university, they will give you certificates in character and training. Now, most times parents think that coming to school with your bags, your food and everything looking nice, that's teachers teaching that they shouldn't care about it. That they forgot that discipline is part of character building. Any person, just check it. If you have good character, go and check that person. They'll tell that person that girl is a disciplined child. Not actually you can see a child that don't know anything, but the child is disciplined. Now, the problem is that if a student can actually stand before the whole class and mess the teacher up, now report that thing to the parents. The parents will argue. They will tell you, no, my child. That's what I'm telling you. That my child cannot. I know you don't know them. You know they now. What is giving them the morale, the effrontery to do that? Because this is how their parents behave. I used to tell my students, I say, the way you behave in school is how you behave at home. If you respect your teachers, you respect your parents at home. So when you don't respect your teachers, it means you don't respect your parents at home. And whenever I tell them that, they will just, even if you are a bad, all of them will just change automatically. So, and I started because in this school, nobody has time to come and start reporting to parents. Look at, because of the fear, parents will argue with teachers. Even when that child, something happened where I used to teach. There were two students fighting, and I escorted the two of them. And you are a lady. Why are you fighting with boys? They can hit you anywhere, and we don't know what to do. And I was telling the young girl, I said, don't fight with boys again. No, don't try it. I don't know how she managed, whether she called the mother. The mother came immediately. A break is over. She called the parents. The mother was shouting on me. This woman, the principal, everybody was afraid of her. I said, no. I said, madam, who are you? That was when I was angry. I was now furious. I was saying, who are you? She was, are you an authority? He said, no. I escorted your child because what she did was, I escorted the person again that she was having issue. I want both of them not to fight. Where did I go wrong as a teacher? He said, don't do that with my, I said, and I told her, yeah, then go to the class, pick your daughter's bag and get out. Don't come back to this school again. My principal said, bam, leave. I gave them the word. He said, you can imagine that scenario that now, where would that child see me and respect me? Because the parents has given him or her the effrontery to insult their teacher and talk to them anyhow. Social media is also contributing towards it.
Exactly.
What they are seeing on social media. Oh, we can actually do this thing.
Everyone is doing soft parenting.
Exactly. Everybody. You can imagine what the lady is passing. I'm talking to my clients. and
Exactly.
Oh God.
Exactly.
So that what they are seeing. What they are seeing is making them to talk to their teachers. And again, you can imagine a teacher then, the former Eze, I don't know what they call it, Eze in Imo State, traditional ruler then, the wife was our teacher then. We used to fear this woman, Lolo Hiri, that's her name. She would come with one, different car. So whenever we see her, we'll just be like, we'll buy this car. Our teachers, the cars they use and come to school, those they will be like, we'll buy this one. We respect them. But these days, because the remuneration for teachers is nowhere.
It's very, very low.
So they see teachers are poor, riffraff, so they don't regard them. They don't regard them at all. So teachers are now falling praise in their hands. And also in extension, their parents are also, helping them and say, go to school, who is your teacher? Go there and do whatever you like.
All right. Thank you very much.
Now,
we've talked about teachers, we've talked about parents. Now let's quickly round up with governments. What exactly can governments do better?
A whole lot.
Now, what role do you think governments can play in order to make our teachers of today a better and to make them willingly teach the student, because I believe that when someone is happy working, they will do very, very well.
Yes.
They'll work efficiently and
Yes,
everything.
yes.
But when they are not happy, when they are being old, or maybe when something is not going, there's no enough facility, there is no thing, they are not provided well, a lot of facility for them to work, things will not go. So what exactly do you think governments can do to make sure that the teaching sector improve a lot?
Okay, thank you very much. Based on what we discussed so far and everything, and we are coming to the conclusion that government needs to do more, to improve the educational system. Like you just mentioned, motivation is one thing. In McGroggy's theory, in motivation, the XYZ theory. Now, the X theory is when your workers are happy, they tend to produce more. If they are producing one, they will produce more than one because they are happy. Then the Y theory, when the worker is not happy, the worker will not produce anything because the motivation is not there. B.F. Skinner, in his theory, said reinforcement. Reinforcement can be positive or negative. So teachers need to be reinforced. Teachers need to be motivated. The remuneration system in Nigeria as a whole is very poor. You can imagine when a teacher is earning, you have house rent to pay, you have your own children to cater for, you have other things, bills to pay, and your salary is just 50 to 60,000. So tell me how that teacher will be happy. Most of them turned out to be borrowers, loan owners everywhere. You understand? Because the salary is nowhere to. So most of them will come with that frustration, and they will not teach. They will just be like, these children, you are stressing me and all that. Then we used to hear stories like teachers, Iburu, what's it called again? Egusi. I used to hear that a lot, but I never experienced
government
it.
School.
I never experienced it, but I used to hear
students to the farm, to farm for them.
You understand? So these are the things. But when a teacher is being paid well, I don't think that will be a problem. Yeah. They will work with passion. The zeal will be there. That is one. Then two, the learning environment. The learning environment needs to be equipped very well. Go and check. I'm not saying just go and check. Go around our school system, especially in Imo State. Go and check. You find out that most of our buildings, the environment is nothing to write home about. And how do you expect teaching to go very well in this kind of environment? Exactly. The educational system, that's why I told you from the beginning that the educational system, we have a lot to do, both in the methodology, the way we teach these children. It is no longer a teacher-centered method we are using now. We are using what the child wants to learn. Because you can bring up a topic and the child feel like, I don't want to learn this. You must always try to find out what now, the teachers need to do more on that. Government need to give them the equipment, the materials, and everything needed to make sure that teaching and learning. I used to tell them that the onus of learning is on the learner. Yeah. So they learn whatever they wish to learn. So government need to help the teacher in that aspect to provide everything for them. Then two, also, the teachers need security. Because you can't be bullying teachers every time, even on matters that don't need unnecessary things. So the teachers need to be protected. They need to be guided, both everywhere and anywhere. You see, I don't know here, but in Benin, you used to have issues, students teaming or beating up a teacher because he scolded them or he flogged them and all that. They beat up the teacher, they killed. Even last year, I heard where a teacher died because of students, a whole lot of things. So we need securities in our school. We need government to do more on provision of learning equipment and instructional materials. And also make sure the learning environment is conducive for these children to learn. So that the educational system, when we have these things provided, you see the teacher will not only be motivated physically, but intentionally. The teacher will be intentional about what he or she is doing in the classroom.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Bobwin. I actually enjoyed this conversation. Thank you very much. And to viewers out there, thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you for listening. It has been an interesting and wonderful conversation with Mr. Bobwin. And I believe you've learned a thing or two. Our education system today is really, really, I won't say it's nothing to write home about, but I believe we are trying, like he said, we are trying a lot. But government, parents should help the teachers out. It is not an easy job for a parent to teach your child from morning till afternoon, some till evening before they come back home. You need to give the teacher some credit. Education system is it will continue to evolve, but the thing is, teachers' influence in the society would never ever change. So we should give them that. Thank you for watching, and until we come your way next time, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Facebook, like our videos, watch them. They are interesting. I believe you will learn a thing or two from them. I remain your lovely host, Gloria. Bye for now.